Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Jessica Knipp, and I'll be speaking today with one of our amazing image competition judges, Alli Peck of Glow Portraits and Glamour Glow Studios. If you don't know Alli, she is one of the world's most sought after maternity educators and photographers, and she's taught all over the world her expertise in newborn and maternity photography. And she also teaches about how to run a sustainable business. So, hi, Alli, thank you. And how are you doing today?
Hi, everybody. I'm really good. It's actually probably a good thing we're doing an interview today because I actually put on a sweater instead of wearing sweatpants. So I got
Oh,
dressed.
wait. I'm also wearing a sweater, but I am still wearing sweatpants on the bottom. So you're not wearing sweatpants today?
Well, I have Lulu's on, so it's pretty close.
Well, APNPI is so honored to have you working with us for
Aw.
this upcoming image competition in the spring. So before we start and pick your brain a little about judging, how have you been and how has COVID impacted your traveling schedule? Because I know you travel a whole lot for your workshops.
Yeah, that was crazy. I had a huge European tour set up. We were going to 4 different countries in Europe with
Wow.
Jade Gao, Australian photographer, and it just shut everything down. We were supposed to be doing that in April last year, of course. And so that was all shut down. My income went from having an income to absolutely nothing. Um, and I have 4 kids and I'm on my own. And so I was actually, I'm sure like everybody absolutely terrified about what to do, what we're gonna do. Um, BC has opened a bit so that I was able under their guidelines to start taking clients again. So I've been taking local clients, but it's definitely quieter. So people are
Yeah.
still worried and wanting to protect themselves, which is completely understandable. So I definitely hasn't gone back to what it was previously by any means. So, but in a way, it's allowed me to concentrate more on local things and getting my name back out there local wise because I've been traveling so much. I haven't really um, bothered to be promoting locally, which I always took clients locally in between travel, but this has just allowed me just to build on that a little bit more at this time. So it's okay.
Well, that's nice that you've been able to see get back to your roots,
Yeah, yeah, true.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be lots of travel once everything starts opening up again for you,
Oh,
and that
I
you
hope
have
so.
things lined up because I know you're a very, very sought after speaker.
Oh,
So.
thanks.
So let's pick your brain a little bit about the image competition. And for our members who are watching, I believe the early bird deadline to enter is, let me check my notes, April 20th. And for this spring competition, APNPI is offering a free entry to all members. So you can enter an image for free, and all subsequent entries have a discount of $10 off. So that's something, if members are thinking about entering the competition, this is a good time to do it. And speaking of competitions, Alli, why do you feel that members should enter competitions?
Yeah, there's a few reasons. It's a great way to challenge yourself. Sometimes that you get complacent in your work,
Mhm.
and by entering a competition that allows you to sometimes become a little bit more creative because you're entering something that's going to be judged. It makes you work on your technique a little bit harder, hone your skills. It's also nice for your peers to recognize that you have those skills that are recognized. And your clients as well. That's something that having something on your wall or having being able to tell on your website or tell your clients that this image was awarded or had merit, like it does go far for people as well. I don't think a lot of the public understands exactly what goes into our work as far as the actual image itself. I mean, they see us posing the newborns when they're in there for the session, but that's just the beginning, of course,
Mhm.
right? Then there's the editing and all the way to production with printing. So this allows kind of us in a way to educate our clients that are coming in as well. But I think personally for me, it's actually making sure I'm honing my skills and challenging myself to step out of my comfort box, because it's not comfortable having your image critiqued. Like
Definitely is not.
I mean, everybody wants, good words to come, and that's wonderful if that happens. But you also have to be aware that that's the whole point, is that your image is deconstructed and then and critiqued. So that can also be a hard pill for some people to swallow, but it does allow for growth and learning, and I think it's really important.
That's all good, wise words. What do you have a favorite part about judging? So when you're
Mm.
looking at images, like, do you like what's your favorite part about looking at images and being able to, and critiquing them for somebody and knowing that you're helping?
Yeah, I love what I really enjoy is seeing all the new photographers that are coming out, and some of them are so darn skilled, it's ridiculous.
They
Like,
really are.
I mean, when I started out, I'm going to have to post my early work in our Facebook group, because
I've
I
seen
don't.
your early work. It's fantastic. Right? Like it would be from what, when is your early work? When would that early stage be?
When did I start?
2012, 2011?
Oh no, I've
More?
been doing this for 2004.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't dig
so
that deep.
yeah, I will have to put
I
some stuff
haven't
up
seen
on.
that.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
I'm sure it's fantastic.
Oh, so for me, I love being able to see the people, the photographers that are coming out now, that they are really working hard at and taking those steps to be the best that they can, and they're learning, and that is so important to see, that they're not just grinding away with no skills, that they're entering competitions like this, and they're looking for critique, and they're learning, and then they're fixing anything that they need to fix. And it's so nice to see those budding photographers. Like, I'm just blown away by some of the talent.
It is, especially I think when you were starting on, also when I was starting on like 2012-ish, it was all Facebook then. And now it's like
Mhm.
Instagram and everything else.
Yeah, it seems like
So
Facebook's like the
that's
last part
great.
now. I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So during a competition event, you're presented with a large number of images. What would be the first thing that catches your eye? So what's the
Mhm.
first thing you're drawn to when you're shown an image?
Yeah. So it depends, of course, what if I'm critiquing newborn, or if it's going to be maternity. So
Okay.
um, for newborn, I'm going to be looking at safety elements. You
Mm.
know, what pose the baby's put in, and if that was, if the baby looks comfortable and it's a safe position for the baby. Whereas, of course, with maternity, the safety issue is not, of course. Oh, sorry, Jesus. Oh, scared me. No, oh my goodness.
Wait, is that
Wow,
a
I
child?
get
Is
it
that your
off it.
child or one of your pets? Oh, pets.
She'll stop in a minute. Daisy, smart
I
enough.
love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Okay, she'll stop now. Okay, let's go back to the question. What was the question?
What draws your eye? What's
Okay,
the
so
first thing that draws your eye?
yeah, so for a baby, it would be the safety issue, the comfort, how the baby's posed, of course, lighting. I think, to me, honestly, it's the lighting.
Mm,
You can take an image and you can fix it with Photoshop to a point, but if you don't have that basis of lighting correct, then you can Photoshop all night and things are still not going to look right. They're not going to be correct. So, and especially in maternity, because you can get really creative doing different type of lighting scenarios, whether it's natural light or using studio lights. So I look at number one, I look at lighting.
yes. Yes. And your lighting is gorgeous. And I know you're like the pro at the one light. I know that's one of your setups, the one light setup, and
Yeah, so
what you can do with just one.
I have all the lights, and I just usually use one. Like, it's simple, it's easy, and you're getting that look that I want. And you don't have to get things complicated. It's fun sometimes to pull other lights out and use gels and grids, but it's not necessary. I mean, you
Mhm.
can create beautiful images, both baby and maternity, using one light.
Yes. Yep. And I think you've done workshops on that, right? You've done
Yeah, I
several
have,
workshops
using
on
just one light with
the
maternity,
one
and how
light
you can
workshops.
get a full session by just moving the light around in an arc around your subject.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I think we touched upon lighting. I was going to ask you about what you feel makes good lighting. Like, what is good
Mm,
lighting in an image? So
yeah.
you've mentioned, that lighting can make or break an image, really.
Mhm.
So in your eyes, what would be good lighting?
Lighting that to me is looking somewhat natural. I mean, in a studio, of course, it's going to be an artificial light source, but if you
Mm-hmm.
can emulate something that's looking like a natural light with studio light, that's a great technique to be able to have as well. You don't want things too bright or underexposed. Once again, these are things that people can try to fix in Photoshop, but if you're not getting it done perfectly in camera, then it's a lot of work trying to fix it in Photoshop. And lighting is one of those things that you really can't fix in Photoshop.
Oh
You
yeah, when you get it wrong.
Right? Yeah. You can fix a baby's flaky skin or wrinkles or stretch marks, those type of things in Photoshop. But lighting is just so important to nail your image right away with the correct light. You're going to be looking for the catch lights in the eyes where they're positioned. If the baby's uplit like a flashlight, or where the light's coming down on the baby, that type of thing too. It can really nail an image, having that beautiful light.
Yes, and you mentioned many things about light, the catch lights, the uplighting, and which might be new terms for I know for a lot of newer photographers. So maybe can you explain, where would be an ideal catch light for you,
Right.
or
So,
what is a catch light?
mhm. Yeah. So that's not usually with newborn because their eyes are
Mm.
shut. But when you're doing toddlers or family or
Hmm.
maternity, you're looking for that glint in the eye. So you can see mine right here. It's
Yeah.
at 12 o'clock because I'm sitting in front of a window that's just off slightly to my side. So the light's coming right here.
It's perfect.
Yeah, so you can see see the catch light there. So catch light is the glint of the eye, and that's where your light source is being able to see in the eye. You want it where you can see where my eye is now. You don't want it farther down or at the bottom of the eye because then that means you're being uplit. And what that means for people that aren't sure, it's like if you take a flashlight, you hold it under your chin, the light's flooding your face this way, and it's a very unattractive look. And that's what happens if your light is going to be too far, not high enough, towards your face. It's coming down too far, and then it's not making the correct shadows, and it's really unflattering for even for newborns. It's just not the right lighting that you're going to want to be using for any situation.
That's very well explained. Right from the mouth of a pro. And as a last question, because I know we're not going to take up too much of your time, are there any other elements? So you look at lighting first. Are there any other elements that you look for when judging an image, like retouching or
Yeah,
sharpness, any of those things?
yeah, sharpness is definitely is important. I've seen a lot of images that I've done in competitions where, when you zoom in on that image, it's too soft. They miss if they're shooting at 1.5, 1.2, they're missing the lash line. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
of course, we're looking for that nice bokeh in the background where everything kind of blurs out, but you still need to have, the eyelash or the lips. Those would
Mm-hmm.
need to be in focus. So yeah, you're looking for sharpness. Editing is another huge thing too. I know that there's a lot of trends with editing. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer simple. I do a clean edit, a simple edit. I don't do trendy edits with hazes or different colors, things like that. And there's nothing wrong at all with that either. And that, that's everybody's different style. But for me, I look for a clean edit. That's what's classic and lasts.
Mm-hmm.
And then also actually all the way to print, because sometimes what can happen is that somebody, when they do a lot of editing on an image,
Mm-hmm.
change the pixels of the image, the digital image. So when they go to print it, you can get banding. And so something
Oh,
that might, yeah, so
yeah.
something that
Maybe
might look
explain
great.
that a little bit.
Yeah, so that I felt that that happened to me when I first started out too. I was manipulating images digitally. They look great on screen, and then I go print them, and they come back, and I'm like, what's going on? There's these bands, these halos all around these people, and the colors are off. And that showed me. I learned about having a color monitor that is adapted. Like I use Spider Pro, which is a calibration kit.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up printing at Pro Labs instead of box stores.
Yes.
Yeah, so you learn those little things. But then when you digitally manipulate an image, you're changing the pixels. And so if you're doing that quite a bit through your editing, you can end up with these bands, and they're literal bands that go around in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just from manipulating too much. And so when you print that out, they can be look terrible. And of course you can't give that to your clients. So in an image competition, that's something still like we're looking from the very beginning with the pose and the lighting and the story, all the way through editing and into the final production, which is print.
That is great advice. And I think many of us have experienced the banding issue at some point
Yeah, it's a
in our
tough one.
careers. And then you never do it again.
Well,
Or you
no,
try,
we
or you
not
try
to.
not to. You try not to.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us. I know our membership has so much to learn from you, and
Aw.
they're looking forward to seeing you and all your comments during the image competition. So yeah, if you'd like to reach out to Alli, you can access her or get connected through her website, which is glowportraits.com, which is her newborn photography site, and then glamourglowstudios.com, which is her maternity website. And is there anywhere else we can get in touch with you, or are those the main avenues?
Yeah, probably that. I mean, I have an Instagram page too, Glow Portraits.
Yes.
But yeah, those are definitely the places to get. Or Facebook, just throw me a message on Facebook.
Yes.
Work through in the group. Yeah, and I'm so excited to see everybody's images. Like I cannot wait to see what's coming up. So this is something I'm really looking forward to being able to be part of. It's my honor. So
okay, well, thank you very much, and we
thanks,
will
Jessica.
see you soon.
Okay, take care.